Okay, hello everybody. It's BOSSHOSS coming at you. I am in the Nyx System, and I brought my. I literally loaded this up, as you well know. I loaded it up in my ship in my Asgard, and I flew it all the way over here from Staten over here into the Nyx System. And I wanted to let you know that you have the right to do what I'm doing now. If someone invades your space and CIG hasn't done anything about it or will not do anything about it, you have the right to bring your own weapon and put it in your own hangar and stand guard and make sure these guys don't intrude on your space. You can set up those little guns that they're selling with the missiles. You can set those up along here too, I believe. I haven't tried it yet, but I am going to try it soon. And you can spread them throughout your whole hangar. So if someone comes into your hangar, they're going to start firing on whoever comes in your hangar because they are not your friend. They haven't been written in. But in recent past, a couple of guys written in their names in my friends list, which I didn't even know. I didn't know them. I wasn't aware of their names until I actually logged on to my game and I saw their names, and I deleted one, and there was another one, and but at first I couldn't delete them at all, and I went to the Spectrum site where you're supposed to check in your friends, and they weren't there. They weren't on my friends list at Spectrum. So I went back online, the front page as you go into the game, and their names were there. And when I went to delete their names, I couldn't do it. I think I think one name I did delete, but the other one I couldn't delete. And there was a person standing in this very hangar over there where you see where the arches are right there where he was standing right there in front of the monitor with that big ugly nasty looking cat head. I hate those things. Those things are evil. I hate them. And so he was sitting there looking at me, and I almost felt like he was laughing at me. And I went to shoot at him, um, and I couldn't kill him. And I'm kind of going, well, that's weird. And somehow they got in and they wrote their name in as my friend. Now, as I understand it, friends you cannot kill. I mean, you can shoot them all day long and you won't kill them. So somehow he cheated and got into my account somehow and wrote his name into my friends list, which I had no knowledge of, and neither did he have any permission. And so when I went to shoot him, I couldn't kill him because he was on my friends list. According to the computer, you can't kill your friends. So, you can shoot him all day long and then you're not going to hurt him. And then I did find out later on that he was on my friends list and that I couldn't get rid of him. Later on, I went to talk to CIG about this. I believe. I think I left it on my CIG page and on my Spectrum page, and I also had written support about it. And later on, I was able to they gave me the ability to delete these guys, which I eventually did. But during all that time, they were coming into my hangar. Even now, they're coming into my hangar, and they are invading my space. They just come in here and they fly their ships in and out, and they disrupt my vehicles. They mess with everything. It was just every time they're around, they're just bad news. And so I said, "Ha." So I went out and I got my weapons and I flew them in. I flew this in here. I brought this with me on the Asgard, and rather than going through the monitor, I could have done that too, but it was just better because I've got things in this I don't want to delete, so I brought the whole thing with me. And besides, if I want to go out into the forest or somewhere, I have my vehicle. I can drive around and get around to different places and defend myself. So, in any case, I decided to bring it here in my hangar in the Nyx system, and I got a really large hangar. And I guess some of these guys don't have large hangars, and I got these large hangars here, and they were coming in and out all the time, and I started firing on them, um, and so um, they didn't. They were just, you know, they can see part of that through the wall, by the way. If you stand there, you don't want to be in front of that door when these goes off because the bullets actually go through the door. And it lets them know that I'm on guard and that if they come in here, I'm going to kill them. And I don't want to, I seriously do not want them in my space. And I have the right to bring in any kind of weapon I want to defend my space. This is my space. And so if I want to use 4 of these cannons, I can do that. If I want to use, a whole row of them, I can do that too. No one's going to stop me. Remember what they said in the beginning before you got your hangar, that you had the right to do just about anything in there that you wanted to. It's your hangar. You can do whatever you want pretty much. Well, you can line a couple of these things up. No, I was sitting in here and I'm dead in front of the door. Dead to rights in front of the door. I mean, I'm right there, man. As you can see in the hangar. And that's the display, of course. And the radar is on. You see it popped up as radar. So if they come in, I'm going to know it immediately. So they can't come within 10 feet of that door without me seeing them. The radar will go off. I mean, you know how these radars are. I mean, they'll go. I can hit the scan and I can see them out there. So they can't come within 10 feet of that door without me seeing them. And so I've been standing. I've been very patient and waiting for them. However, I'm going to leave the gun here, and I'll probably end up retiring for the night. But I'll be back the next day to make sure they're not here. But I'll leave the gun right here because they don't know whether I'm here or not. At least I don't think they do. Maybe they have someone that can, stand sentry and watch me or got something. I don't know. But I know I'm standing sentry right now. And anybody that comes through that door is going to get killed. And I can even get the ballista. I was thinking about getting the ballista and see if I can get a friend to sit in here with me sometime and set off a couple of missiles. But no, the Centurion's fine. Besides, I have to reload the ballista, and it's kind of a pain. Because what I got to do is I got to trick because once you take these things off the grid, it loses track of them. It can't find them. And I mean by the grid is on the floor right here. On the floor. If you take it off the floor, when it comes up, if you drive it off the floor, it loses it just loses it. It doesn't know where it's gone. And so you end up having to get a new one. And so, I just take them with me wherever I go now. I got a C1 and I got an M1. I got a C2 and an M2. Military. And I can stick both of these in that one ship, along with some cargo, and I can just fly around. But that thing's like, it's a big eyesore. I mean, that thing is just begging to be shot. It's so freaking big. And the Asgard is believe it or not, it's a little tougher than that ship. As well as you guys know, the Asgard, I love that thing. And it's not a drop ship; it is a transport. And so I use it. I bought that thing, and I'm not giving it up. I'm not going to burn it now. I haven't burned one of my other aircraft since 5, 6, 7 years ago when I joined, and I still have that ship. And I love it, but I won't burn the Asgard. In fact, I'm broke now as far as my cash is in my bank account, and so that's I don't care. I love the Asgard big time. It's a very useful ship. Even if you don't put the biggest thing in there, you can put a couple of small things in there, or you can use it for you know cargo or whatever. And it's nice. I like it. That's how I got this beast here. But the point I wanted to make was is that you have a right to defend your area. So you can bring whatever weapon you have to bear, you can bring it in your hangar and set it up. That's your right. That's your privilege. It's what you can it's so don't be afraid of sticking, weapons out there to guard your area from trespassers. Because if CIG isn't going to do anything, I'm going to. I've already let CIG know that I am tired of people breaking into my hangar. And another thing, my hangars change every time I log in. I get a different hangar. One time I have tables, my furniture set up, and everything, and I come in my next hangar and I have no furniture at all, and there are things there that I never put in there. I did put the garbage bins in there. One is the gray one. The other one's the orange, bright orange top one. Well, in one hangar, it's kind of hard to explain. I go into one hangar and I have all my furniture and stuff there, right? Then I come in, I log out and log in, then I'm in another hangar. Or, as it's been turning out lately, I'm not kidding. I'll come in and everything will be in my hangar the same way, right? When you log in, but then when I leave my hangar to go down and get something to eat or go to the store and come back, I got a different hangar. It's an entirely different hangar, and so it's really weird. It just they neither consist nor persist. They're not consistent and they don't persist. They change with every server you go to. Now, these servers, they're just a stack of computers in a row. Some of them are on a rack. You got like a whole set of racks of different SSD drives and information on them. Well, you have a particular SSD that you're on, and sometimes it changes from rack to rack. And so, you may be on like 4 different racks or 4 different computers. And then when you go back, that rack changes, or the computer changes to the next one. And with that other one is something different. So you're going from one place to another. Something like almost like the Twilight Zone, And so anyway, it's kind of hard to explain, but I understand it because I work with computers. So, yes, you do have a right to defend your situation here. You have the right to blow away anybody else that comes into your path. Just as if you were out there in the desert and you're fighting. But in here, this is your sanctuary. So just let you know, guys, anybody comes knocking at your door and they don't want and you don't want to let them in, and they break in, you can shoot them and kill them. Just make sure they're in on your property so you don't get in trouble. The same thing applies to your hangar as applies to your home. If someone breaks into your home, you better make damn sure that you kill them in your home on your property, and make sure that they're laying there dead when the police show up on your property. Because if you move them, touch them, or put them outside, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. And you just, if you kill them or you injure them or something, you just leave them alone. You let them sit there. You call the police. Well, the same thing in your hangar. If they come into your hangar, you have a right to kill them, then you document it immediately, just like you would in real life. This is real life in a way. But if you kill somebody in your hangar, you need to take a picture of that and explain what happened, or take a video. Or if you have a video running, you need to show that video to CIG so they know what went on. CIG's got they're like the police. You got to let them know what happened in your hangar, and if you kill them in your hangar, it is okay. If you kill them outside of your hangar, then of course you're going to get in trouble because they know immediately. But even though that great eye that watches you all the time, he sees everything. But he also knows that if you kill somebody in your hangar, you have a right to you have rights. That, no one's going to come after you. But document everything. Document, uh, you know, coming in, people coming in and going out. Document. It's everything you can document in your game, so later on it doesn't come back to bite you on the butt. I've got video as well. This is my evident video right now, and those videos can be your document. So you're documenting that you're here. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. They haven't been back since I brought this thing out and started firing. When they came in, I fired on them, and they ran out of here so fast, and I haven't seen them since. It's the second or third time they've done this, but every time they see me bring out the big guns, guys, I was telling you this in Spectrum, one of the lady CGI ladies I was talking to, and I did it again, and I'm going to tell her this is exactly what I did. This is exactly what I did in my hangar back in Staten. Was I took this puppy here, and I got in here, and look at that. See, I got in here, and I just went. Except it was on the ceiling. So I just went just about like that all the way across, and the vehicle and the spaceship was sitting right there, and I tore them up. It really tore them up, and so this thing really does a lot of heavy damage. I love it. So that's what you do. You make sure that you document everything. I don't think these guys are coming back. I already fired on them once. I fired on a couple of people who tried to get into my hangar in Staten, in my own private hangar. And so I had to shoot them too. This is exactly what I did. I brought out I had the Ballista first. And then I figured I'd change over to the Centurion. It's a lot better. And I have two of these things standing guard in my Staten hangar. I've got two of these standing guard. And I'm going to get the other ones as standing guard automatic, so if they come in, they'll start shooting at them. I wish I could set this one up to shoot automatically. I think there's a sensor you can. I don't know. I wish they'd put a sensor on this so you can leave it and sit. And so if someone comes into your hangar that's not welcome, this thing will tear them up without me being here. But anyway, I want to share that with you. I don't want to bend your ear too much. But yeah, remember, guys, document everything you do. Thank you much for listening to me. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't give me a thumbs up, but at least let me know why. I'm not a real content creator. I'm just some dude out here, like some of my other friends, an amateur dude out here, just in this kind of thing and sharing this with you. You got a right to defend your hangar like this, and so go ahead and weaponize your hangar. Get some weapons in there. Start putting these people in their place. Send them back to prison. Anyway, thank you again. You have a good night. Bye-bye.